On the news at 7, President-elect Bola Tinubu received certificate of return as Nigerian leaders congratulate former Lagos governor. Nigerians set agenda for President-elect. Kaduna Police Command bans post-presidential election rally.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on the news tonight. My name is Timileyin Falade. The President-elect Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians that he would be the chief servant and serve Nigeria with all he has got. This is as he also appealed to opposition parties and challengers to join him in his mission to achieve the desired country. He promised to work with everyone to develop Nigeria.
This is a serious mandate. I hereby accept it. That mandate to serve you, be your servant, and not be your leader. To work with you and make Nigeria a great country. I take this opportunity also again to appeal to my fellow contestants to let us team up together. It is the only nation we have. It is one country that we must build together. We work together to put broken pieces together. We must work for the unity, happiness, and harmony. We must not act like that orchestra that has no direction of a conductor. We and we have elected a conductor named President-elect. Let's collaborate to create a symphony that will make the rhythm of music and prosperity an history for our country. We have what it takes. We have what is needed. Knowledge, creativity, the mind, determination, we are the same country performing wonders in other countries. We can do it here. I promise I'll work with you to make Nigeria the destination of returning home to contribute to the development of our nation. We pay attention, undivided attention to your education. We will be creative. Credit will be available. Education loan will be available. 4 years course will be 4 years course. No more strike.
At the event were his Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima, All Progressives Congress National Chairman Abdullahi Adamu, and APC governors, among others. Meanwhile, barely a few hours after emerging as president-elect, the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Bola Tinubu, has received his certificate of return. His running mate, Kashim Shettima, also got his certificate of return at the event. Tinubu was presented with a certificate by the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, at the International Conference Center. He was accompanied by his wife, Oluremi Tinubu, running mate and senator representing Borno State, Kashim Shettima, Senate President Ahmad Lawan, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, as well as a retinue of governors, senators, and APC members. Nigeria's president-elect there, Bola Tinubu, receiving his certificate of return. In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated the winner of the 2023 presidential election and candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu. Reacting to Tinubu's victory in a statement by his spokesman, Garba Shehu, Buhari said he will now work with Tinubu and his team to ensure an orderly handover of power. The statement said the election has demonstrated democracy's continued relevance and capability to deliver for the people it serves. And still on congratulatory messages to the president-elect, Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has congratulated the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu on his victory at Saturday's presidential election. The governor, in a statement he personally signed, also congratulated the vice president-elect Kashim Shettima on what he described as a well-deserved victory. Akeredolu also commended President Muhammadu Buhari for keeping to his promise of bequeathing a legacy of credible elections to Nigeria. He noted that the victory of Asiwaju Tinubu is an opportunity for the ruling APC to consolidate its achievements and improve on areas needing attention. Also, Governor Aminu Musari has described the election of the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Bola Tinubu as president-elect as the right choice. He described the president-elect as a square peg in a square hole. Musari passed the comments shortly after the Independent National Electoral Commission had announced Tinubu as winner of the 2023 presidential election. He added that the president-elect is intelligent, resourceful, and accommodating. The Katsina State Governor, who spoke with newsmen shortly after the declaration of the results, lauded INEC, security officers, and Nigerians generally over the conduct of the election. Meanwhile, a former military administrator of Lagos State and chairman of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, retired Brigadier General Buba Marwa, has congratulated the president-elect Bola Tinubu, saying his victory in the February 25 presidential election was well-deserved. Marwa, in a congratulatory letter to Tinubu, hours after the Independent National Electoral Commission declared the former Lagos governor winner of Saturday's presidential poll, said it is a victory well deserved and one built on years of focus, hard work, doggedness, and the political sagacity of the Democrat, whose credential has been evident since the heyday of Nadeko. We'll take a break on Osrc News at 7. Where we come back, Osrc tracks President-elect Bola Tinubu's journey so far. Please stay with us. Glad to have you back. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook Osrc TV Ondo, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, a quintessential political icon, is a man of several definitions to several people. The president-elect, no doubt, will be lacing his boots for the National Assembly ahead of time. And in this report, our correspondent, Kunle Ariyo, takes a look at the man, Bola Tinubu.
Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu was born on the 29th March 1952, an accountant, politician, and now the president-elect of Nigeria. He served as the governor of Lagos State from 1999 to 2007 and senator for Lagos West during the brief Third Republic. Tinubu spent his early life in southwest Nigeria and later moved to the United States, where he studied accounting at Chicago State University. He returned to Nigeria in the early 80s and was employed by Mobile Nigeria as an accountant.
He grew with the company. He then carried out an audit report, which created a lot of stir in the company. The findings were very, very disturbing, and it led to even the transfer of the chief executive at that time. Then we sat down, we looked around, we couldn't find anyone capable to be the treasurer of the company, and at least to implement the negative comments on the Treasury Department. We then decided that this guy who wrote this report, we should give him the job so he can implement his findings. We then called him, promoted him, and offered him the position of treasurer.
Before entering politics as a Lagos West senatorial candidate in 1992 under the banner of the Social Democratic Party, after General Sani Abacha dissolved the Senate in 1993, Tinubu became an activist campaigning for the return of democracy as a part of the National Democratic Coalition movement. Although he was forced into exile in 1984, Tinubu returned after Abacha's 1998 death triggered the beginning of the transition to the Fourth Republic.
The Adeko period is not a very pleasant period that I really like to recall. It was tough, very, very challenging. During that time, I remember that even when I came back, I suffered amnesia up till today from the shock. This is not the life I planned for. You know, it's a life me and my husband, children, family, we go on family vacation, not to be a life of service. But you know, do I regret that? No. The more I grow in age, I advance in age, I understand that living a significant life is better than living a life of pleasure. So the significance of it is the sacrifice that has to be made.
In the first post-transition Lagos State gubernatorial election, Tinubu won by a wide margin as a member of the Alliance for Democracy over the People's Democratic Party's candidate, Dapo Salumi, and the All People's Party candidate, Kekere Ekun. 4 years later, he won re-election to a second term over the PDP's Funshaw Williams. Tinubu's 2 terms were marked by attempts at modernizing the city of Lagos.
Consistent and has left people without wavering. This governors of Lagos were very forthright. This governors of Lagos, very spectacular.
Health, in social welfare, in security, and more resoundingly in revenue generation. If you remember, they laid that foundation given the beginning of that Fourth Republic. And these were ideas, these were novel ideas that certainly couldn't all be broken in 8 years. So that foundation was rock solid.
After leaving office in 2007, he played a key role in the formation of the All Progressives Congress in 2013.
Not take away from him the fact that we have more or less like a number of us who can be said to have had from his own, who are tutelage, can be said to be in his own political class. He was like a teacher to so many people, and many people grew up under him.
A leader is one whose personality is so influential that it connects even with people he never met. Yoruba race, and indeed Nigerian, has always been consistent with the history of gifted and ordained leadership. Kunle Aruyo, Osrc News.
Celebrations have erupted in different parts of Nigeria, including Ondo State, following the announcement of the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Bola Tinubu as winner of the February 25th election. Some Nigerians, including those who deferred sleep to watch the announcement, expressed satisfaction with the outcome with the optimism that his emergence will birth more prosperity for the country. Osrc Saheed Aribisala has more. Alright, the report will come to you in the course of the bulletin. Nigerians have called on the President-elect Bola Tinubu to do all it takes to transform the country. The call came hours after the declaration of Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress as winner of the 2023 presidential election. Joy Pius, who interacted with residents of Akure, reports that expectations from citizens are high, particularly in terms of addressing the multifaceted challenges confronting Nigeria. All right, now let's go back to Saye's reports on the celebrations that greeted Tinubu's emergence as a president-elect. Celebrations have erupted in different parts of Nigeria, including Ondo State, following the announcement of All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Bola Tinubu as winner of the February 25th election. Osrc Saheed Aribisala has more.
After 4 days of collating results of the February 25th presidential election in Nigeria, Africa's biggest democracy, the electoral umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission, around 4 a.m. of Wednesday, March the 1st, 2023, announced the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as winner of the contest.
The former Lagos governor, with a total votes count of 8,794,726, came tops with over 2 million vote margin ahead his closest challenger, Atiku Abubakar of the PDP. His victory was greeted with celebration in different parts of Nigeria, including here in Ondo State, as some took to the streets in joy.
Has laid the foundation years past. Not just that he woke up suddenly and said he wants to become the next president. Already he has laid the foundation going to states, going to, setting up campaign team, and as well, putting up strategies that we ensure that he emerges as the next president of this country. So I'm not really surprised.
I'm full of joy, and I thank God for giving us the best that can govern Nigeria at this present time.
Even though Tinubu didn't get Emmanuel's vote at the election, he is optimistic that his tenure will be great for Nigeria.
As a youth, I did my right. I've done what I'm meant to do. And, well, my candidate did not win. And I just pray that, okay, the newly elected president, my prayer is okay. His time as the president should be over.
Elder statesman and former Afenifere Secretary General Seyinde Arugbofa believes Tinubu will give priority to restructuring, improved security and better the economy.
The proposals of this country, the Nigerian proposals. He may not be able to do everything because of time constraint and because so many things have been destroyed in this country. But we are sure that some of those things, which are what Nigerians really want, and which we know he too wants, because I've seen them, he will do. He knows that there's a lot of insecurity on the land, so he will attend to it. He knows that the economy of the country has gone down. We know he will attend to it.
For some of Tinubu's contemporaries from the days of National Democracy Coalition, like Joseph Alabi and Femi Aluko, his preparations and contributions to Nigeria's democratic existence will reflect positively in his dispensation.
Whoever is preaching retrogressive truths this time and miss is not a lover of this country. Anybody who is preaching negative things as of today is not a lover of this country, because this country needs peace, needs development.
We know the end is still the same. Very energetic, very resourceful. I think by clinching this election as our president-elect, he will do more for this country.
I heard the May 29th swearing-in of Bola Tinubu as Nigeria's 16th president, ensuring a smooth transition from the incumbent Muhammadu Buhari will be taking center stage from now. Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News.
Nigerians have called on the president-elect Bola Tinubu to do all it takes to transform the country. The call came hours after the declaration of Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress as winner of the 2023 presidential election. Joy Pius, who interacted with residents of Akure, reports that expectations from citizens are high, particularly in terms of addressing the multifaceted challenges confronting Nigeria. The report.
The 2023 presidential election has come and gone, with Bola Tinubu emerging top of the presidential race. However, expectations of over 2 million Nigerians are not fading away. Since independence, Nigerian leaders have made many promises to its citizens, and citizens on their part have had great expectations from the leadership. However, these expectations are often met with disappointments and unfulfilled promises. The election of Bola Tinubu was preceded by various campaign promises to voters, and many of Tinubu supporters and non-supporters alike are in high expectations for him to live up to his campaign promises. In Akure, the Ondo State capital, residents have varying demands for the newly elected helmsman. Topping the list is a fight against banditry and insurgency.
Insecurity has crept from the northeast as it was to northwest and even to the southwest. We expect now that the incoming government must tackle headlong the issue of security. The economy, things are highly costly and expensive. I think the incoming government must put in place sound economic policy that will make our naira appreciate.
It cannot be the same political story like the past. People actually desire development now, especially the youth. He must concentrate on development and governance, and do less of politics.
Nigeria has not been, it has been tough for Nigeria economically. We are expecting to perform in that area, to readdress the economy of this country, and to readdress the financial system.
We are not looking at the religion, mind you, we are looking at the knowledge, ability, and the strength in defending democracy.
We are expecting that there must be unity in Nigeria, and we have to move forward.
Good road infrastructure, so agriculture is part of it. Money, so to transport our goods from the local area to the so they should do all those things.
My expectation for him and his party is the harmonizing of the youth, job creations, and inclusion in national progress.
We have the hope and the belief that everything we require we ask for, like giving jobs to the jobless, the youths that are roaming about in the town. Giving jobs to them will be so easy for the man. With our prayer and our support, because if the government is bad, that means the people that is surrounding the government, they are bad.
A campaign hinged on the mantra "Renewed Hope" has won the mandate for Bola Tinubu. The elections are over, and as the dust rays from the electioneering begins to settle, Nigerians expect that the packages in the Renewed Hope agenda is unpacked in earnest to ease their burdens. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
Nigeria's President-elect Bola Tinubu has been urged to hit the ground running once he is sworn in and ensure prompt attention to the yearnings and aspirations of the citizenry. Participants on Osrc post-presidential election analysis, Dr. Deji Akinwalere, Dr. Gbenga Bimbola, and Akogun Gbenga Omoli were of the view that the speech of the president-elect while receiving his certificate of return from INEC must translate into policies and programs that will develop Nigeria. The discussants also called for urgent attention to youth unemployment, power problems, economic downturn, as well as security challenges as first fix once its administration is formulated.
I think we are all used to this kind of great speeches. We are probably tired of speeches. So what we are expecting in the days to come, months to come, is ability to transmit these promises into reality. For example, we were talking, he told Nigerians that I heard the youth loud and clear, because it is obvious that the system has been unjust to the Nigerian youth. A lot of them are migrating out of the country on what you call the Japa syndrome.
To end the news at 7, here again are the main points. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has presented certificate of return to the winner of the just concluded presidential election in Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Nigerian leaders, including President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, have congratulated the president-elect Bola Tinubu, urging him to be magnanimous in victory and work for the peace, unity, and progress of the country. And in Kaduna, the police have banned all post-election rallies in the state, saying the move is to curtail all forms of violence being planned by some criminal elements after the just concluded presidential and National Assembly elections. And that's the news. Thank you for watching. Good night.